Guys, it's Monday.
It's Monday. Yeah, I've been playing for the week. Pretty straightforward. We do have a DLC coming out. This is voxels, so you're finishing up with the materials and effects for that, and I'll be doing the QA testing and the achievements and stuff because we can do achievements now. So getting that ready for release. Other than that, we have more loop work probably towards the end of the week, getting as much done towards wrapping that DLC up, and then you're jumping between a few games where you got some Hexseed potentially if we get back from Xbox.
Yeah, if we hear back from Microsoft, we'll be doing that, and then Wooloop.
Wooloop prep, for console. Controller support, so good luck with that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay, so I've been working on Wooloop, getting the controller to work. You can see I've been making some progress. A lot of this the back end side of stuff of linking all these things, all the elements together was done last week, but now we can actually see which element is selected, which is really good. I'm not quite sure on this UI we've got. It's like this pink sort of like selector thing. It's not great, but it does for the time being now. I've also been implementing some new things, so I had to get the new input system working to make some of the buttons work on controllers, like left bumper and right bumper. Now switch gallery. We'll probably want to add this UI at the bottom, get this working somehow, but I'm not quite sure how. I'll have to have a think. A couple of things. So at the start, press that. It opens up the settings menu. A and B don't work at the moment, but you can also back out of this one, which is really good. And I did have opening the credits working, but that isn't working at all right now. I'm not quite sure why. But yeah, we're getting there. It's just there's just an awful lot of stuff to implement.
Just a quick update from the old office. We're packing, so I bought some boxes and I'm making them. We went with Direct again. Yeah, just because it's how we got the name for Direct was to use these boxes, because I made the game when we just moved and we had no internet. So making those. Kim's helping, which is really good. We're going to try and get the desks down, and we brought the drill along to sort of dismantle them. Then hopefully, just make things a bit easier when the time comes to move.
A few moments later.
Kim's looking pleased with herself. She helped lots, thank you. Loads of room cleared over there. We moved everything further away from the walls because we noticed that it started getting a bit mouldy towards the Hexseed sign and stuff like that. Fingers crossed it's not going to come with us, but it might do. Moved all that away. We're going to have to just clean down the desks thoroughly, I think, before we actually dismantle them, which is a shame because I was hoping to do something like that today. But we've got lots of boxes done.
Yeah, but just cracking on with the controller things support. Mainly just getting more UI stuff working. There was a lot of issues with buttons. So if you select a button, you see now I'm holding down A, it actually goes like into a dark grey as if you're hovering over it and pressing on it with the mouse. So that's working. Moving up and down as well. I managed to get the tick boxes working here. There was some issues with that because some of these settings actually refresh what's going on in the main menu behind the settings panel. So things like stuff down here like show personal best and things like that will change what these UI elements are doing. So it would refresh them and then it would try and select one of these. Anyway, all fixed. Getting there. It's just making a start on these settings things because these need a bit of manual work to get working. So I've just done the slider here, so you can slide that along and control time-lapse speed and things like volume and things like that. And I think now it's probably a job for tomorrow now, to be honest. I need to work on these drop downs because these are always a nightmare, but yeah, they need doing, and I've done them a couple of times now, so hopefully it shouldn't be too difficult.
Okay, so I'm going to show some fixes meanwhile while Unity is booting up a new level. But you can see here, I've pretty much got all the VFX stuff done, and you can see on Trello that everything's in progress now. These are just fixes that Lee's been pushing back as he's currently queuing them. Little things like, fix it with VFX, or there's a hole in the level somewhere. But I've been quite enjoying the VFX this one. It's a lot of like sort of neon lighting and things like that. Providing Unity is open, we can have a look. There we go. So for the first wheel one, as you can see, we've got some nice flashing lights and like a sort of radial pattern going through the star in the middle, which Rob helped me out with. Looks really nice, and it definitely looks a lot better from the actual Unity world view. So yeah, hopefully I'll get them doing.
No, get down the stairs.
Get them doing? Get them done sooner than later.
Okay, yeah, so loads and loads of progress on control support. You can see we've got this bar at the bottom now, very similar to how we did Hexseed and current pixels on Switch. Basically just telling you the controls and what to press and things like that. We found it makes the game feel a lot more polished. So got that working. You can see that the assets aren't great. Yeah, we'll get Jack to do better ones. This is my finest 10-second artwork at the moment. But yeah, you can see that when you change scenes and stuff like that, things tend to update. So if you go into settings and you press start again, you get the exit pop up. I think there's usually a bit of text at the top there. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Then you get the buttons for continue or back. Then you go back to the settings, not the main menu. You can continue. I think the next major thing to worry about is this little thing at the top here. So you can see when I press control, you can see it is like still visible underneath it. Which we want to get rid of, but then we do kind of want to have this functionality to be able to select around in a bit more of a nicer way than just doing left and right on the bumpers. So I'll try and work out how to do that. I'm not sure if this is an animation of it going up and down or if it's done in code. Hopefully it's done in code, because that way we can just sort of add, if you're using gamepad, then bump it up a little bit so that you can see everything. But we'll see what's going on.
So today has been, and yesterday was a lot of QA testing for coloring voxels. We're slowly getting there. You can see we've got like 5 or 6 levels over here now, all good to go. But yeah, you might notice if you've been seeing the videos before, there's a new queue on the Trello board here. And that's just because the process is a bit longer. So by the time I finish QAing a level, push it back here and move on to the next one. Chancellor Jack's already fixed it again and put it back in QA, so I kind of like lose track of what's in the current build and what's not. So I've just done a new process where when Jack makes a fix, he puts it into the waiting for build section, and then when Rob makes a build for me to QA test it, move it across. Just an extra step, and yeah, it's just making it a bit easier to keep track of what levels are available to be QA'd as of right now, whilst we're both working on fixing and QA testing at the same time.
Hello, another out of breath devlog entry, but yeah, just been working on packing up stuff. Getting there, you can see this side of the room is looking very, very clear now. The main thing I've been doing is taking down these desks. So you can see there's a lot of things to unscrew. Yeah, each one's got 5 screws and there are like many desks. It's a bit of a shame about that one over there. We had our kitchen set up on it, and the coffee machine has been leaking, so that's basically not usable anymore. It's gone super soft and like brittle. Not brittle, that's not the right word, but it's falling to bits anyway, so we can't take that, which is a shame. But yeah, this room is almost there, so it's just gonna be a matter of getting like some bin bags or something to store all of this stuff in, and move my Lego and stuff, of course, and then cracking on with this room. Which we haven't even started yet, so I think we need more boxes. We've only got 1 box spare. But yeah, should we go to did more boxes as well, and I've taped these things.
Okay, so it's been a pretty busy week going through all the fixes that Lee has been pushing back on Trello. And one of the big issues that we have seems to be with the sort of wobbly shader that I've been using for the trees and the balloons and the water. Although the water is supposed to have transparency, the trees aren't. And for some reason, even though when I change the transparency, the trees are still see-through. So you can see here, we can't really see it in-game, but typically when you're in-game in voxels, there's a grid going through the floor here, so you can see the bottom. And typically you can see the grid through the water, but you can also see it through the trees, which we don't want. So what I've been trying to do is fix that up. And you can see here, I've sort of been messing around with the transparency. Obviously, transparency works completely fine on the water, so for sure here, that works like normal. But even if it's maxed, on the trees it was still see-through. So what I've had to do is I've had to make a separate shader for the trees and essentially just take off the emission shader, as I think the emission shader's alpha was overriding it. So I think that may have been the problem. I can't really tell until Lee's actually QA'd it, but I think that's the problem. So hopefully making a separate shader will then fix the problem. I've got a few more fixes to do, such as on the plane level, Rob did point out something quite funny that I didn't even notice, so we'll quickly load it up now. Here we go, so you can see here this is the plane level, and I've been using a shader that Rob made quite a while ago for, I think it was the mini golf DLC, I believe. And you can see here, this is sort of the same sort of principles that the flags used in that world. But you can see here, I didn't even notice, I don't think me or Lee noticed, but the wind's actually going the wrong way. So you can see that the flag is actually blowing the wrong way. It should be blowing the opposite way from the plane. So I need to fix that up. Unfortunately, I don't really know the shader graphs too well. I'm still learning it, so hopefully I can figure that out. As for everything else, it's pretty much just simple fixes. So once I do the transparency for all the worlds and fix the plane, I've only really got a couple more to go, and hopefully, fingers crossed, Lee won't push anyone back.
Okay guys, exciting thing. We're going for a tour around the facilities they got in the building, which is a lot of like motion capture stuff and audio stuff. They've got like sound recording stuff. Yeah, hopefully we'll get some footage and be able to show you. It's really cool. Lots of cool stuff. Right guys, you excited?
That was so firm. Try again. Okay, so a very different morning this morning for me. Now that all the fixes have been done for the theme park DLC, I'm now jumping straight over to the next DLC for Coloring Pixels, which is a comic book / story DLC. So each image is its own individual panel for like a comic, so it all tells a story in the end. As you can see here, the guys wanted me to sort of storyboard a story first very quickly, just to sort of run down, you know, sort of how each image will look and how the story is going to pan out. So we've had this idea of having sort of, you know, 3 bears working in an office, totally not referencing Toasty Bears. But you can see here, it starts off with a little panning shot of a little shed in the middle of the forest, and then we pan in to the actual cabin itself, seeing a bear that may be a little bit reminiscent of Lee, with glasses on. Lee's obviously working on Hexseed. Someone shouted guys from the kitchen area saying dear God, and it looks like they have run out of bread to make toasties. So obviously the bears are upset, they run out of bread. Here's the Lee bear getting angry and standing up saying we must reclaim more bread. Obviously looking very anime-esque. I thought I would sort of try to include that style into this book, so I'm trying to reference it here in the storyboard so the guys can get a sort of idea of how it's going to look in the actual image itself. And then I've got 4 more panels left to get to the end of the story, which I won't ruin now. So, yep, we've got 16, no, not 16, how many panels have we got? 4, 8, 12. We've got 16 panels done, 14 panels done, sorry, so I need to do 6 more. So that's probably going to be the rest of my morning for now. It's, yeah, I'm going to quickly get these sketched in, hopefully the guys come in, and I can present the idea.
Yeah, so I had a bit of fun yesterday. I'm sure there's some GIFs that Lee's going to put on on screen. But yeah, we got a 3D scanned yesterday, didn't we? Which was really fun, and I managed to make little 3D prints of us, which are really good. Me and Lee are in sort of like a T-pose type of thing, so we could animate ourselves. And then Jack took a couple more pictures, so he's in his badass pose.
Gordon Ramsay pose.
Gordon Ramsay, yeah, disappointed dad. But yeah, they're really cool. I'm not that short, am I? Compared to...
I don't think they're perfectly scaled. I'm not that much taller.
But yeah, there's a bunch of other fun things that we were doing. There's lots of animations and stuff like that that I was animating. I couldn't get Lee to animate, which is a shame. I think you can see his trousers are a bit like sealed. Yeah, his trousers aren't actually that low. But yeah, it was loads of fun, and yeah, I don't know what we can do with this, but it's just something fun, isn't it?
So after various sort of back and forth for the Voxels DLC, all these levels are now good to go. A few re-imports may have to redo some of the fixes as well, so it did take a bit longer, but as you can see on the Trello board here, it's all done. All the announcements are scheduled for 8 o'clock tonight as well. And for the first time, we have the achievements all uploaded and working, ready for the DLC coming out as well. So that was a new change this year. So we can now upload achievements. So those are all ready and good to go too. So that's pretty exciting for that. And then for the rest of the day, I'm going to go ahead and make a start on more Wooloop levels. I was hoping to have more of a more progress in this week, but yeah, something's better than nothing. So yeah, hope you get this level done. So Rob will have something to test over the weekend or start of next week.
Yeah, so a really odd day for me today. I've basically been stuck in build hell. Essentially not Hexseed. Colouring voxels builds are taking about 2 hours to do now, and during that time I basically can't use my PC. But we did actually get an email from Microsoft about Hexseed on Xbox. Basically saying that we were rejected for a bunch of programs that we applied for. We were expecting that, to be honest, because we were applying for things like Game Pass, which doesn't really work for the Hexseed format, releasing as free and then DLCs and stuff like that. So that's absolutely fine. But then it turns out that to actually apply for Xbox, we had the wrong form, or we submitted the wrong form. So been going through the process of doing that. A lot of the stuff we could use from the previous forms, that's good. But one thing that we needed was a video. So Jack had a stream today. So just at the start of the stream, Lee jumped on and streamed a bit of stuff, basically explaining to Microsoft about what Hexseed is, why it should be good for the platform and things like that. It's really good. I'm just editing together the video now to hopefully get it sent off, and then this should be the last step. Lee did quite a good job actually of doing this. There were a few bits I had to cut out, but it was mainly stuff that he just genuinely didn't know the answer to, like should the bonus pop-up be an Xbox build and stuff like that. But yeah, this is just the last step now, and fingers crossed we can actually get this thing submitted and we can get approved for Xbox.
Wobbly! And little me in the back.
Yeah, make sure to check out all the DLC that we've got coming out. Was it Theme Park for Coloured Voxels tonight? Last week for you, so that should be out. Wooloop, Mythology
for Loop should be
yeah.
coming out after this video, so check that out later tonight.
And then we've got Coloured Pixels. It's a comic book strip, isn't it? Next one, so that should be really good. Fingers crossed we'll have the store page out, but we might not. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, thanks for getting to the end of the video, as always. Thanks to everyone who stopped by Jack's stream for another one in a week's time as well. And as always, thank you to everyone in our community, in our Discord, and thanks to all our patrons.